everybody. I hope everybody's having a really good week this week. So, this week, what's popping and dropping is a triple platform card. And this is what it will look something like when we finish. So, if you like, we can head over to Design Space and I'm going to show you what will come in this file. So, I'll meet you over there. Okay, guys, when you open the triple platform pop-up card, these are the pieces that you will find in the file. If you'd like to add any additional pieces to your card, why don't you go ahead and do that. Don't forget to go up and name and save your project. And if you'd like, we can go ahead and get all of our pieces cut out, and I'll meet you at the craft table and I'll show you how to put it together. I'll see you there. So now that we're back at the craft table, why don't we go ahead and get our pieces to put our card base and our pretty paper on. So for our card base, we can work our score line, and then for the front and the back, I thought it would be fun to do like a watermelon scene. So let's go ahead and work the score line first. So here's the front of my card. So to put our watermelon piece on, we'll put this guy up here at the top, and then we'll have this green piece that will go on like so, and then we will add our little watermelon piece like that. So I thought we could just add these same pieces to the back of our card, and at the top here we'll have a place to write a message if we want to write a message to somebody. So why don't we go ahead and put these pieces on the front and the back. All right, now that we have the front done, we can go ahead and put our pretty paper on the inside of our card. So why don't we go ahead and do that? All right, guys, so we have our pretty paper on, and I love how this turned out. Now we have our mechanism we need to work on. This piece with the little triangle down here is going to be our left side. And I wrote an L in here so we know that's our left side. This piece, which is the whole piece, is going to be our middle piece. So the center. And then this guy with the triangle up here is going to be our right side. And if you need to mark those, you can. And these all fold the exact same way. There's just less on the right piece and the left piece. So to fold this, we'll work that middle score line so we have it like an L. And then we can work this long middle score line. Then once you work that, we have this slanted triangle at the top. We can take something and put it right in that score line and then work it. And if you leave it folded, you can work both sides at the same time. Then more than midway down, we have another slanted score line, and we can work that one. And then from this point to this point, there's a score line, and we can work that one. And then we can open it up, and you should have something looking like that. Now on our smaller piece, we can turn it and work that center score line. One score line, a triangle at the end, and if you fold it in half, you can put your piece in the center there and then work that score line back and forth. So we should end up with something looking like that. Now for the left piece, it's the same thing. We just don't have this section. So you work it in half. Then we can work that score line. Then if you want to leave it folded, you can work that slanted score line. And then that score line from this point to that point. And then we have that section work. Then we can turn and work on our smaller section. So we have a triangle here. You can work that score line. And then a little triangle at the end. And the same thing with our right side. And then we have all of our pieces worked. Now, let's take our whole L that we have here, our biggest piece, and on each of our pieces, this section here is where we are going to put glue. Okay? And we want this piece where it's slit, it's cut, and it's going to straddle on each side of the score line. So let's go ahead and do that. We're just going to put glue in that section there. And then it's your choice of wherever you want to put your mechanism. In this last one I did, I went further to the top, and I'm going to go just a little bit further down in my card. So I say about 3 inches I'm going. And then we'll turn it over, and we want that slit to straddle right in that score line. So that's what it's looking like glued on there. So just these 2 little sections have glue on the back of it. And you just want to give that a second to set. And if you notice, my piece is sticking to my card. So if we just go behind it and make that piece become a mountain fold. So see how it's starting to make a upside down V there? And just go ahead and close it and then give it a good rub. All right. Then we're going to turn this little triangle section over. And we're going to put glue on that triangle after we've turned it onto our mechanism. And then we're going to fold this piece up, and it will glue right on top of that triangle there. Like so. Okay. So right here is my triangle that I've turned up. And then after I put my glue on it, I'm going to fold it over and glue it down like so. So let's do that. And then if it's sticking down and not pushing up again like a mountain fold, just put your finger underneath there and it'll lift up, and then we're going to fold it and give it a good rub. This is like the platform one we made a few weeks ago. I think I did an anniversary card. So we could stop right here and be done. We're going to add a couple more pieces to it. So the same thing, we're going to put it together the exact same way. The only thing is we're not going to use our score line. We're going to use this line to make our next mechanism. So we'll put glue on this side and this side. And then we're going to turn it over. And we're going to line this section up here. And this point should end right at the point of our first mechanism. So it'll look something like this when we have it glued down. And that's not precise, but you get the idea. And the slit will straddle our score line. So I find it a little bit easier to turn it. And then I'm going to put my glue on here. And to me, if I fold mine up, I can get it straight as possible with working just with one side here. And I'm going to line this point up with my point down here. And then once you have that side lined up, we can just fold this one down onto our card base and give that a nice good rub. So this is what it's looking like. And what we're going to do is take our little triangle like we did on this side, and we're going to fold it over onto our black piece here, and we'll put glue on the top of this, and then we're going to fold this guy on top and glue it down like so. So let's go ahead and do that. So if you've given that a good rub down, this is what it looks like now. And when we start to fold it, we should start having, we got a mountain fold here, but we don't have one back here. So we need to give him a little push, and then we can start folding it down. And we can see how it's folding very nicely. And then we'll give it a nice rub down. And then we have our second platform done. Now we can do the same thing with this section. Where our R is, we're going to put glue on that side and on this side. And we'll turn it over. And we're going to use this line as our score line. And we're going to glue this section onto the platform. And then the other side will straddle onto our card base like so. So let's go ahead and put glue on here. And then we're going to fold the little triangle up, fold our piece over here to the right side, and glue that down. So let's go ahead and do that. We can see this one's doing the mountain fold, but this one's not. So we're going to give it a little help and push it in. And then we're going to close it up and give that a nice rub. And now we have our mechanism built. Isn't that cool? And when we need to decorate, we can lay it back flat, which makes it really nice. So now we can get our pieces out that we're going to use to decorate with. And I cut mine the same as my pretty paper. So we have a long piece that will go back here on that back side, one on each side. And then we have another piece that goes on each side of this and here. And the same for this back one back here. And we'll do the same thing to the other side. And then we have one for the triangle that goes like so. So we can go ahead and put these on. All right, so we have our little mechanism decorated. And I did the 4 on the back. There's nothing enough in your file if you want to do the back of those. And then we have 3 labels. And then I did little ink circles around those. And then on the top of those, we're going to do the smaller label like so. So let's go ahead and glue those together. Now only our top one, whichever label, it doesn't matter which label you pick, but our top piece up here, we need to fold that in half. And we can just take our label, fold it in half, and give it a Nice, good work. So on our top one, it will center right our score line right between each of these slits. So a triangle will be on this side and a triangle will be on that side. And I like to take my tip and kind of gauge it to the point of this one right here. So we'll just put a little glue on each side and lay that down. You might have to get your finger back in there and go underneath and give it a little pinch. And then we can give it a good rub. And then we have our centerpiece on. Now for our next two pieces, we do not have to fold them in the center at all. They can lay with no score line. And then I'm going to put my left one on. I've just folded my tabs down like so and put some double-sided tape on it. And I think I'm going to line this little point up here like with this score line over there. And then we can give it a test, and that works out perfectly. And if you want, you could scoot this up a little if you don't like that. You just don't want your pieces colliding with each other. So I have my pieces folded down, my double-sided tape, and I'm just gonna kind of line my piece up with this edge like I did this side. And there we have it, and we can just give it a close. There we go. Cute, 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 guys. Now all we have left to do is decorate our other pieces. So for this piece, we have a green piece, the red piece, and then a lighter lime piece that goes around like so. So we can go ahead and put that together. And then we have our little seeds to put on here. And then we have this pink piece. There's a black piece that goes under it like so. And then we'll do a green rind around it like so. We can put that together. And then for this piece that looks like it's been eating, we have a dark green I use, a lighter green, and then this pinkish color for the rind. Green, then the light green, and then the pink goes on top of it. And then these last couple of pieces, they're going to be the exact same. So we have a pink piece, then a lighter green, and then the darker green underneath that light green. Here's the finished card. I love the sweet how it turned out, and this front of the watermelon card. And then we open it up and we have this triple pop-up platform that really says hello to us. And at the top it says you're one in a million. And these extra little flares, I think those turned out really cute. On the back we have a place where we can write a message to somebody. I really like how this turned out. Now I will say if you go to mail this, it is a little bit bulkier. So you might have to use some extra postage to mail this out. You guys, when do you go at red and stop at green? When you're eating a watermelon. Don't forget to stop by next week to see what's popping and dropping. Bye.